for joining me today. We are going to make a Valentine candy bouquet, and I came up with this idea. I wanted to make another one, and I thought I wanted something that we could switch out and use as a decoration, and not just as a candy bouquet, but you can decorate it. You know, we use this Lil Red Truck at Christmas, and it's become popular through all the other holidays. So I'm going to show you how I made this one, and then how this is removable so that you can use it for another holiday. If you're going to give this as a gift, I bought this at Hobby Lobby, and it was like $31, $32. So it was one of the nicer ones. I kind of looked at Dollar Tree, and I didn't see anything there that I could have used. So I had a gift card, so I got this one. So I'm going to show you everything I did, how I got my candy, how I put it on skewers and stuff like that. So I'm going to kind of dismantle this, because this is the only red truck I have, and I will show you how I put it all together. And I think it turned out really cute. It is double-sided, like in the little intro video. So if you put it on a table or wherever, you'll be able to see it from either side. And I had some other things that I didn't do in my last Valentine candy bouquet that I'm going to kind of show you. I just kind of came up with it. I thought it was kind of cool. So I'm going to get this dismantled a little bit, and then I will be back and I'll show you the supplies and what you'll need, and we'll start putting it together. Okay, so I'm going to go over what you're going to need, and this is just some ideas. I know it looks like there's a lot, but I'm going to go through it and kind of remove it so you can see. You're going to first need some kind of cardboard, because we're going to make a box. This is going to be the essential part of keeping this so you can use this truck throughout every holiday throughout the year. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to try to get a free PDF, but it's going to depend on the size of the box of the back of your truck. So I will go over how you're going to measure it, and how I came up with ideas for the box size also. So you're going to need some kind of cardboard. If you're going to use like thin cardboard, you're probably going to have to glue like a couple layers together, and I'll show you how to cut it and how we're going to make the box. I used a heavy chipboard, and you could use like a cardboard box, and I'll show you how to do that. And I'm trying to find spaces to put all my stuff. And then you're going to need your truck. I got this at Hobby Lobby, and I know I've seen these everywhere. So whatever, if you want to get the red one so that you have it, and it'll go for every holiday. And I'm just going to set that aside. And then you're going to need some candy. I used the mini candy bars for the truck. I was going to use a bigger candy bar, but it looked too out of proportion. So I just did the smaller ones. And you can get the ones like these ones I got at Walmart. They came in probably like a package of 12. So you can get those. These, the Kisses, they come in the red, the silver, and the pink. And I'm going to show you, and I did this in my last candy, Valentine candy bouquet video, how to make a rose out of the chocolate Kisses. So you're going to need some of those with the heart chocolates. I will show you how I made these. Okay, they turned out very pretty, very easy to make. So you're going to need some candy. I did use in my other one, and I'm going to link that video below, the candy bouquet that I did. And you can use nuggets. I'll show you how to do some of those. I forgot what I was saying. I can't remember. I lost my train of thought. Oh, in the last video I used cichlets, and I'm going to try to do some other mini candy bouquets, and if I can find some cichlets. I got them last year at the Dollar Tree. You can use those too, and those are great fillers. And this was the one candy bar I thought about using because I like the red and the brown. So it kind of brought everything together with the truck. And the same with my other Candy Bouquet I did. I will link that below, like I said. This just seemed too big for the truck. So that's why I used the mini ones. And then you're going to need some Tulle. And that's what I used around the whole outside of the truck, all that red fluffy stuff. So I might try a couple different kinds with this one. And then you're going to need some hearts. You're going to need, like, for your main in the middle, I used this. I used these two. And then I just tied some embroidery floss and ribbon around the stick part. And then here's the other one. So I actually used these in the one I did last year. But I just thought I'd do the truck because, and I'm going to show you guys each holiday how to decorate it too. So I got these ones. You could use these for the holiday picks. I had some other ones, and I don't know where they went. But any kind of holiday, any Valentine pick that you can find, so you can have a main center focus item in the middle. And then you're going to have a really good pair of cutters. And I get mine at Hobby Lobby. They work really well. Even for these metal hearts, I was able to cut this down with this. And this is a pretty thick wire. So you're going to need a pair of cutters, wire cutters, nice good scissors. You're going to need a box cutter. That's going to help us make our box. You're going to need, like, either some yarns or ribbon. That, like I showed you, I tied around the hearts and stuff like that. So I'm going to use some embroidery floss and some ribbons. And I'm trying not to lose everything because I have a lot of stuff here. And then I put, I got these, I don't know if I got these at the Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby. These little love words, and I just glued it on a skewer and poked that in. So whatever kind of Valentine decor, there is a lot out there. They have these burlap hearts, and what I did was I glued two together because they're kind of thin. So if you glue it on a skewer, that's going to come through and you're going to see it. So I glued two together twice. So I had two sets of two. And then I glued a skewer between those. So there's 4 hearts on there. And then here are some other foam hearts. You can use these. These, you're just able to poke the skewer right in there, and you can glue it if you want or not. So you're going to need some skewers. Very essential. And when we do our roses, you're going to need some floral tape and floral stem wrapping tape. This stuff I got at Hobby Lobby, and I don't know, maybe it's not so bad enough. It was very sticky on the outside. So I'm going to show you how to do that when we make the roses. So you'll need it when you make these. You don't, it helps because otherwise it's going to help. You'll see when I do it. There's these little tiny heart picks. I'm going to show you how to use this in your candy bouquet with a artificial flower. And you're going to need some curly ribbon, and I use that to tie around my candy. So let me kind of get set up to show you how I wrap the candy and tape the skewers on and everything, and I will be right back. Okay, so first we need to make our box, and then I will show you how I do the candy. And I'm going to use this heavyweight chipboard, and the size of your box, you're going to have to take into consideration that to what my pattern is. If your box is longer on the side right here, you can just extend this out a little bit. If it's longer, wider here or shorter, just shorten this up. And then your tab is longer, and you can cut your tab off if you need to. So you can adjust it longer this way, shorter or longer this way. You just have to have this tab to glue it onto the side of the box. So I'm just going to trace this out, and you're going to have to trace it just like you're going to have two pieces the same. Just like this, and the depth of your truck is going to be probably different than mine unless you get the same one from Hobby Lobby. And then you're going to take, and you can line this up on your mat at one of the lines, so you can get it marked at, my depth is 2 inches in my truck. So I can draw that. My tab. This was 5 1/4, so mine is right about here. My other one is right about here. And what I'm going to do is, if you get a ruler to cut like this, I've gotten these, I think, at Walmart. Get something that's got foam, so when you hold on to it and you're cutting, it doesn't move on you. So I'm going to use my box cutter, and my line is a little off here. So I'm just going to follow that. So I'm just going to cut all the way down there. And you're going to cut 2 of these out the same. So you would do another one just like this. So you have this pattern and this one. They're both facing the same way. And I'm going to go on the line I cut. And when you cut chipboard, you might have to go over it a few times. Depends on how thick or thin it is. And you want a nice sharp blade. And so where you see these notches, and this is what you're going to cut off, this is going to be your box. So I'm going to cut mine out. And that just takes away some of the bulk so that the box fits together better. Otherwise, if the sides and the bottom and they butt up against each other, it doesn't want to sit. Then what you're going to take, and if you want to take your ruler, and you're going to score on, you're going to go down with your blade like just breaking this top part of this here. You don't want to go all the way through, so you can bend it. So if you go probably once or twice is good, and we can go all the way across. And you're just going to do it very lightly. You're not cutting that off. And then the same for the tab. So now what that is going to give us is we can bend it so that we don't have to tape these together. And you're going to have to make yourself a pattern so that if this box ever, you know, if you do glue into it, you have your pattern to make a new one. Okay, so keep a pattern for yourself. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take and you're going to put tape on this one. Double-sided tape. This is going to be, so far this is the outside. This is going to get taped to this one. So what you can do, if you want to see if your box fits together, and I gotta cut some of my tape off here, is get a couple of paper clips. So I'm gonna have this tab on the inside. I still have the tape. And then you're gonna put tape right on this tab, and I'll show you in a minute. So get a paper clip. This is just if you want to see how it's gonna fit, to make sure everything, that your box is the same all the way around. And if these, I'll show you in just a second, if the bottom of the box, if these butt up, if they butt against each other or overlap, you can cut it so that they butt up right against each other. And I'm just going to trim this edge, bring it in a little bit. Not that that matters. And that's our box. So we're just going to take, and you can see if it fits in your truck before you tape it and everything. And or you can do it the other way, which I did it. Is I just kind of held it together, which is better if you probably use the paper clips, and then see if you can get it in there. So now you're going to take and get your stuff out of the way. I had this wider tape, so I used this. And then I had some, this is probably, I don't know if this is 1/2 inch or 3/8. And I had this little scraper, and I use that and I hold it on my tape, and then I can rip it off. You can just rip it with your fingernail too. And then we're going to put tape on this one. And you can use glue if you have glue. You just might have to hold it until it dries. And then put tape. This is the outside of our box. And then on this, I'm just going to use 2 pieces of this. And then you can cut that excess tape off. And then if you want to get like a pair of scissors or something so you can grab, and make sure you burnish the tape down so that you can just get the backing off. So take all of this off of both pieces. So take that all off. Then you're going to take and get your other side. So this tab is going to go right here. And you're going to take and line this edge up with right there. And make sure the top is even. And this is going on the inside. And so is the other one. Now take the other side and make sure if you got any tape that's hanging over that you just fold it over. You're gonna line this edge up with this one right here. And make sure the top is even and then the bottom also. And then press those together. And I have a bone folder that I use to rub where that tape was, where I put it on the corners. So it looks like that. Okay, and then we can take and push this in and press these down. And I'm going to cut this side over here, angle it. So press those down. And then you can just go inside and press those down. And we have a little bit of tape sticking out there, but that's okay. If it really bothers you, what you can do is you can either take some like of your makeup, face powder, blush, which I just have that I use for my gnomes and stuff, and brush that on the tape and it won't stick. So then it won't stick to your truck. Any kind of powder, baby powder. So now let's just pray this fits. And it doesn't. So it's a little big. I could probably get it in there. So I need to make it smaller. I should have done my measurements more. But this one fits in there. So we're going to use that one. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to take a break and clean up. And I'll be right back. And we'll go over, we'll do the foam and then we'll do the candy. Back. So I'm going to use, and I got my foam. I could have got it from Hobby Lobby or the Dollar Tree. I'm not sure. So if you want to measure how big a piece you need, it needs to be about 3 1/4 or so. So you can measure it. You can always cut more off if it's too small. You can kind of slide a piece in so it fits snugly. And then I did not get this even. So I'm just using a serrated knife. Okay, so that fits. And now I need it about 2 inches tall. So right about here. So if you kind of work your way around like I did, and then you can take and put that in your box, and I'm just going to cut a little bit off, like right over here. So just take a little bit. If you're not sure, you can always take more. And I need to cut it a little bit shorter. And what you can do if it's not, if you want it flatter, if you have a big enough piece, you're going to go over the garbage, is rub it together, and it's kind of like sandpaper, and it will even it out without having to cut it. And then I'm going to take a piece and put it up in the front, and I'm going to have to cut it from this. And I need another little piece. Let's see, I might even try to use this, I think. I don't know if I'm going to get it in there without it cracking on me. Oh yeah. So that's, I have the whole thing full of foam. So let me clean up this mess, and you can keep these little pieces. And I'm going to put that in my mess over there. So for the candy, you are definitely going to need your skewers, and I'm going to set my truck out of the way. And then you're going to need some tape. And I have this tape runner I bought it at Walmart, and it clips and it moves and this adjusts. And it's probably over $10. I think when I first got this, it was like probably $6 or something. And that was probably 2 years ago. But it's nice because it clips onto your table or whatever you're working on, so that it keeps your hands free. So what you're gonna need is either, I'm probably gonna use my double stick tape. So you're gonna need some double stick tape or some like foam dots. And these are not the ones I'm gonna use, so I'm gonna use tape. I'm gonna try a glue stick on the candy. No, I'm not going to. Well, it might be okay because this is, if this had holes in it, but I think the tape is going to be better because you don't want to use hot glue on your chocolate. So what you're going to do, and I'm just going to rip a piece, we want 2 pieces together like this. And what you're first going to do is don't pull these little paper, just cut them off, because if you pull, you're going to open up the kiss. So cut those off. And then get a piece of tape, even if it's too big, that's okay. And then try to pick off the paper. If you can do it with the scissors without poking a hole in the candy. And then just fold the rest of that tape over. Take the other kiss and stick it together. And then you're going to need plastic wrap. And we're going to need you're going to need your floral tape. And I did have some leaves. I know I did, here they are. So I had some leaves, and I'll show you how to put the leaves on. And then you're going to need some red tulle. So you're going to need some of that also. So what you're first going to do is take a piece, get a big enough piece of plastic wrap, and you're going to make sure that it's kind of centered over like the top of one of the kisses, the point. Then you're going to take one of your skewers and hold it against like that. And I'm going to see if I can get you a little closer. So you're going to hold it. You can tape it. I have taped it before, but if you do this, get it tight enough, it should stay. And you're going to just gather this around so that you have it like that, okay? And you're going to twist this plastic wrap around the skewer, and we are going to cover, excuse me, we're going to cover that up. If you have a little excess, you can cut it off. And then you're going to take your floral tape, and don't let go of your rose because it'll probably come undone. And then you're going to start wrapping it around, and you're going to try to wrap it really tight right around the top of this skewer and where that kiss meets. And then you can go down a little bit and then go back up. And now you can grab a couple of your leaves, and I just peeled these off the plastic stem. And I'm gonna take my glue gun and I'm just gonna glue them just so they kind of overlap a little bit. And then you're gonna take and put them at the back of the rose, and you're going to wrap that. You could probably use bigger leaves so they might stick up far enough. And you're going to wrap them underneath that floral tape. And if they were bigger, then they would stick up higher. And then you're going to work your way all the way down. I would go like 3/4 of the way down, because you don't know how short or long you're going to need this in your arrangement. And then just pull that off. And now what we do is this, yeah, that stuff is just really sticky. So I take like a square of this Tulle. You can just take a piece, because you're going to cut it down to a very small square. I'm going to fold it. And I know this is probably difficult for you to see. See if this helps. Okay, so you're going to fold it, and I've got fuzz. So you're going to fold it, and I would cut it pretty small. I mean, you want some. So this is probably, it's about a 4-inch square. So you're just going to fold it in half, and you'll be able to tell when you do this if it's too long. You're going to lay it so that this point is in the back of your rose. Wrap one point over there, wrap the other one that way, and then you're going to need your floral tape. And then you're just going to wrap that until it sticks. Once you kind of get the hang of these, they go pretty quick when you know it's the first time when you start doing the Tulle and stuff like that. And then you can just pull that. And if you want to put some ribbon or something around the top up here, you can do that. So you can do as many of these as you want. You can do the roses in different colors, because there's the pink, the silver, and then you could buy the Tulle the same color. So let me go, I have to go wash my hands and get rid of the sticky, and then we will do some more of the other candy. Okay, I'm back. So my recommendation is I would probably not buy this floral tape from Hobby Lobby again, because I don't like all that stickiness. And I think they have it at the Dollar Tree. So while we got our plastic wrap for the 2 hearts, and this one has some chocolate showing. So if you're going to put tape or something on the back of your candy, just make sure that there's no chocolate showing. So I'm just going to take tape again, and we're going to, you can just put one good size piece if you want to cut most of this off. And then you're going to peel this off, and you're going to stick the 2 hearts together. So you could use, you don't have to buy the really wide tape, you can buy the thinner stuff and you just have to use a couple pieces. So now take and put these together, just like that. And take them apart. We have to get our skewer in there. So before you put them together, get your skewer in there. And then you're going to take plastic wrap. Nope, I didn't do plastic wrap. Okay, I'm going to do that part over again. Okay, so we're going to take 2 hearts and we're going to kind of do the same thing. We're going to take a piece of tape and put it on the back and then pull the backing off and then just fold over that extra tape. And now you're going to take and put a skewer in the middle, so you can probably get it all the way up to the top, and then put another piece of tape on the other one. And if you get the thinner double-sided tape, like I said, they have it at the Dollar Tree. They have it at probably Walmart. All your craft stores have double-sided tape. I'm not sure about the Scotch, that double-sided tape, like you buy the tape on the rolls, like the Scotch tape and stuff. I don't know if that would be sticky enough. Then you're going to stick those together. Then you're going to take a piece of tulle. And you're going to cut a decent sized square. And then you're going to take and fold it over. So I have 2 points down here. So it's folded over the whole thing. And then you're going to take this and bring it down here. So you got to have enough so you can wrap around the top up here. And I just took some of the bows, the curly bows that we bought. So they have these at any stores. You can get these anywhere. And then you can just cut your ribbon off. If you want to use like regular ribbon and not this, this kind of stuff, you can do that too. And I always tie this in a knot. And then you might have to recurl it again. And then you just take your scissors. I go like this. And your thumb is going to be here. You're going to grab it. So it's like this. And hang on to this right here so you don't pull it apart. And then just with your finger, you're pulling all of that like that. That's how you curl the ribbon. If you want to cut these shorter, you can. So hang on to this. So we have it like that. So you can do these, you can do your roses. And then our other candy, we have our candy bars. And I have to show you our flowers. So the candy bars, you're going to take, and you want the words to be up. So if I'm going to put this on it like this, I want these so I can read it, not so it's upside down. So you're going to open up, there's a flap in the back. You're going to take your skewer and you're going to take some tape. And you're going to take a couple of pieces, and I'm going to put it up there pretty far. And I think I kind of pushed it from underneath the tape. And if you're doing like I did some of the mounds, you have to be careful if it's a softer candy bar so you don't squish it, because I kind of squished a few. Then I'm going to fold that flap back over and take a little piece of tape and tape it shut and press it down and make sure it is, all that tape is stuck. And then you can take your curly ribbon and tie this on. And like I said, I always knot it so that it doesn't come undone. And then if I have to recurl it with the scissors, I'm going to bring it down here. So I'm not hanging on to this. I'm going to break my candy bar. And I'm going to hang on to my ribbon. And I'm going to curl it if it needs to be curled. And then push it up. And you can do that. Leave your sticks long until you know how short you need to cut them when you start putting your candy bouquet, your arrangement together. If you're going to do this one, you could do 2 of those together. So you could do that just like you did the heart. So you're going to get some tape. And we could do this one, and if we wanted to wrap it in tulle, which I didn't do any of these ones. So we're going to put our skewer on there. We're going to put tape on the other one. And when you peel this backing off, any tape that's hanging over the edge of the candy bar, just kind of fold it up onto the candy bar and to this other part. And then make sure your words, if there's the name of the candy bar on there, make sure you have it so you can read it. And then we can take some of our white tulle and we will see if this can be wide enough. We can wrap it just like we did the other one. I'm going to get a piece of my ribbon. And if your edges on your tulle aren't straight, it doesn't matter because nobody's going to see it. And then bring your points down. And then you're going to hang on to this and try to tie it at least once. Which is nice about this kind of, this curly ribbon is you go to pull it and it doesn't rip. So I would get all my candy ready first. Everything I'm going to put in my bouquet. Get it all on your skewers and everything. And then when you go to put it together, you have everything done. And on all my candy bouquets, I put, on almost all of them, I would put this ribbon, okay? So let me get all that stuff together and get the truck, and then we will start putting it together. Okay, I'm back. I got all my stuff ready, and I wanted to show you how I made these little flowers. I'm gonna get you guys how I made these. Skewer and a artificial flower, and I dropped one, and I'm going to show you how I made that. And I was working on it this morning, and I thought, you know, I wonder, because I had the straws and I didn't know why I bought them. So what you're going to do is you're going to take an artificial flower, and you're going to have to use the pointed end of the skewer, and you're going to put it all the way through the straw. I'm going to cut this one probably kind of shorter because I don't want it too long. And then you're going to take and put the point into the head of the flower, and then I'm going to take and put glue kind of right inside the straw. And it's not going to go all the way in there because I have the skewer. And I'm going to take and turn that straw and push it all the way up till it goes onto the head of the flower, onto the underneath part. And then I'm going to take, then I took and I just put some of the ribbon on there. And when I was wrapping some of my candy, what I found is if you wrap it around once and then twice, you're able to tie it off easier. Like when I was doing the heart ones, I still tie it in a knot after I tied it once and then tie it again. And then curl it if you need to. So with this, you're going to have to hang on so you don't unglue it and pull that flower out of the straw. And so, like when I was doing these, I would take my ribbon and I would hang on to it, and I've got all my stuff down here I'm hanging on to. I wrap it around once. Here, I'm going to cut this one off and I'll show you, because it worked out really well if I don't cut the tool. Okay, I'm going to leave that little piece on there because it doesn't want to come off. So take this. I'm going to get it off because I want to show you. Okay, so you have all your stuff and you're hanging on to it. You're going to take your ribbon. You're going to hang on to it in your fingers down here, and you're going to wrap this around a couple of times. You could do 3 times, I had a lot. And then that will kind of secure your tool on the bottom, so it isn't so hard to hang on to, and just tie the just one knot. And then tie it again so you have a knot. And curl your ribbon. So it just makes it really easy to tie this ribbon on. I really like the nuggets like that. So let me get the truck and we will start putting it together. Oh, and then I did how I did the love sign. I'm going to have to back it up. So how I did this love one was on the back here, and it's kind of on the part of the V of the letter V. I took and twisted the skewer into the glue. I put glue down first and then I twisted it. And then I just added a little bit more. I got to pull it down so you don't see it. And then just set it and let it dry. Okay? I'm trying to find some scissors. So I got that one, and I'm going to do the other one. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue up there. And then the same on the other one. And this is how these wire cutters cut. Just, I mean, they're awesome. And I'm going to try to get these both the same so you can hold them together. And there is a back side to these two. So I'm going to face that off like that. And then the other one I'm going to do on the other side like that. And let's see. So I'm going to start and probably put like this one. And you want the front side of the candy bar facing out. So make sure you have it that way. And I'm doing this backwards. So like that, and then we'll do the, oh, I'm gonna lose them. And then we're gonna do the other one. And then let's take some of our hearts. And we're gonna do, I did the Tulle last time I did it, when I did it, when I wasn't on camera, I did it first. And I'm gonna do it last this time. So you kind of play around with this and see what levels you want your candy at. So we're not covering up all of our pretty hearts. And I'm kind of doing the same on one side as I'm doing on the other side, and I'm gonna lose my truck. Okay, so hopefully I got it fixed. So I got a pink heart over there, and I'm gonna do the opposite, the other side the same. And then we have our roses. I'm going to put 2 of those back here. And I have to fix them because they're... I'm going to put the other ones up here. And I think I'm going to start putting some of the Tulle in, so let me kind of clean some of this mess up. So what I did was I just took, and I got my Tulle on the side here so I can grab it and cut it. And I'm just going to cut, this is about 12 inches long. And if you want to fold it in half, so I've got, there's 3 pieces and they're about 8 inches long. So however long you want to cut it. And then I'm going to take and fold them in half, and I'm going to take a, like a dowel rod and push it in the middle so I can push it down into the styrofoam. And I might have to take it off this turntable. So I don't know, just kind of try to gauge how, I mean, if you want to sit and measure everything first, and then I'm going to get it right next to the other one. I'm going to take it off this turntable. And then you can always grab this if you need to push it in there. So I have my Tulle, and do this, and you can just watch me, and I'm just going to fast forward through this. If I have any questions, I will stop. Or if I have anything I want you to know, I will just stop and let you know. Okay, now I'm going to go in the front of the truck. And you're going to put these right next to each other, so you're not going to be able to see your styrofoam. So I'm just doing bundles of 3, and I'm not really measuring. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. You kind of know when you start making it. But you want them long enough so they kind of stick up, and I'm going to go after I get done here and look at it and see to make sure everything looks good and I don't have some that are too long or too short. But if you use a dowel rod or whatever, make sure you got one that's thick enough so it's not going to break on you. Okay, so I'm just kind of trimming it, and I'm keeping it short and kind of go back, and then I'm going to have like a tail coming off the back, but I'm going to have to add that. So I don't want it sticking out too far because I want you to be able to see the truck. And make sure you don't cut any of this tulle off of your hearts. Okay, I'm back. So I had to redo the back, and I actually just took some long pieces, probably 18 inches long or so, tied it in a knot. No, I didn't even tie. I did it like I did the rest. I just took it. It was, I'm gonna say 16 inches long, and hooked them in the back, and then I ended up putting like one more back here, and then I just cut it. And then I went in and filled in these, and I put in some more of those. I put in the loves, I put in some foam hearts. So I just kind of filled in and did both sides. I'm gonna say it because I feel bad. I'm sorry for the long video. I'm gonna edit this and try to take out what I can so it isn't so long. But it's kind of the same concept as my other Valentine Candy Bouquet. It's just putting your candy together like I showed you, and just arranging it in a pleasing way, so that you can at least still see the truck. And then there is the back. So I like the way I have the tool, so it's shorter and then it comes back here and it's fuller. Don't use hot glue because it gets on the rest of it, and it didn't. So that's, I had to take the back off and do it again. So thank you for joining me today. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to join my crafting community and click on that subscribe button. And when you hit the bell, that will notify you each time I upload a new video. If you have subscribed, thank you very much for supporting my channel, for commenting, for watching my videos. I appreciate it very much. And it's almost midnight where I am right now, still filming this off and on all night. And I'm gonna get ready and go to bed. So I will see you guys in the